Hey, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I have to tell the Incredibles 2 that they're no longer in my top 10 list. What's up, guys? Welcome to Movie Importance, movie review of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the newest film from directors Bob Persichetti, Peter Ramsey, and Rodney Rothman. So before I begin, I just want to make you guys aware that this is going to be a long list of cast names because they all deserve a nod because of how good this movie is. So bear with me, but this movie stars Shameik Moore, Jake Johnson, Hailee Steinfeld, Mahershala Ali, Brian Tyree Henry, Lily Tomlin, Luna Lauren Velez, Zoe Kravitz, John Mulaney, Kimiko Glenn, Nicolas Cage, Liev Schreiber, and Chris Pine. Whew, that is a lot of names, guys, but they all deserve recognition for this movie. And so the basic plot of this movie is it's the story of Miles Morales. It's his origin story. It's how the worlds collide because of Wilson Fisk, and how all these characters from Spider Ham to Spider Man Noir to Spider Gwen to Penny Parker, how all these characters end up in Miles Morales' universe. And that, you know what? That's all I'm going to give you because this movie is fucking incredible. This is going to go down as one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. Guys, you have to go see this movie because this movie will blow your mind. This movie is what happens when you let Phil Lord, Chris Miller, all these famous actors, all these amazing talent of animators and directors and so on and so forth just go bug nuts with a Spider-Man story. And here we're finally getting the Miles Morales story, which is what everybody has been wanting for so long. It's always Peter Parker, but the way this story plays out and what happens to Peter Parker, how Miles Morales becomes the new Spider-Man, is heartbreaking and amazing and touching. And oh my God, this movie is insane. Guys, I can't tell you how good this movie is. I This movie is gonna upend my top 10 for this year because I might put this at number one. I was like all bug nuts about Widows, about how good that movie is, but this movie has gone to a new level of animation. This movie, if you haven't seen the trailers, and I don't know how many of you guys have, but a lot of maybe you have had, this movie looks like a comic book. It plays out like a comic book. The style is like a comic book. It has panels. It has watercolors. It has the dots that you see when it's printed. There are thought bubbles. There are the action sequences look like they could be on a simple page. And the movie's style and its essence and its creation is just, it's so incredible. This movie is just, I can't go on and on about how good Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is. Everybody is on their A game. Shameik Moore is amazing as Miles Morales. He is giving a lot of good depth, a lot of good heart, a lot of good emotion for basically a character that is a kid who feels like he doesn't belong in a world that has Peter Parker as Spider-Man. And when everything starts to collide with each other, when you start getting all these characters from these different universes come into his life, he has to come to the realization that what Peter Parker says in the movie, you have to learn to jump, you have to learn to go for it, because if you don't, you'll always be stuck in the world, the shell you live in. This is about him becoming more of a person, better a person, and just more of a human, just becoming better for the society that he lives in. And just to see how his father plays into the story, to see how his uncle, who is played by Donald Glover in Homecoming, in this story, it's Mahershala Ali. It just, I was like left to tears on how good everything was going on. There's action sequences in here that are so incredibly done and so well provocative and just visually stunning, and just, oh my God, it's so amazing. And then you got Wilson Fisk, who's like the main bad guy, and he is menacing. He looks weird, but this is a comic book, so you can kind of go crazy. And just to see like the different other villains and how they're portrayed, Miles Morales' story, which was created by Brian Michael Bendis, this character has a lot more emotion than Peter Parker does a lot of times, because this is a minority character that lives in a world of majority of white folks and black folks. He's Hispanic. He's, he's a different race, but he is played with such emotionally gravitas of a performance by Shameik Moore that it's just incredible. And then you can't go past just the supporting cast. Hailee Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy's incredible. Like I said, Mahershala Ali's Uncle Aaron is incredible. Brian Tyree as the father of Miles Morales is incredible. Liev Schreiber as Wilson Fisk is incredible. Lily Tomlin is incredible. Jake Johnson, who was playing the alternate dimension Spider-Man, is incredible. And it's just mind-boggling. This movie is funny as hell too. There is so many good moments. There's it's playing off the jokes of the different movies that have come out. They make fun of Spider-Man 3. They show some of the stuff from Spider-Man 2. This movie's not beyond self-parodying, and that's what makes it incredible. And then you get into the music, which really fits the mood. And then if you have seen the trailer, there's one shot with Miles Morales jumping off a building, which is just mind-blowing and stunning. And then the last fight sequence is just mind-boggling. And like I said, there's like one scene where Miles Morales will be running and everything he's saying is popping up in thought bubbles and bubbles like you would see in a comic strip. And just the way he moves around the world, and just the way that the action is intense and satisfying. And Spider Ham and Spider Noir are played for laughs, but they actually have depth to them. And then Penny Parker, who feels like a Japanese anime character, which she kind of is. It's so incredible. And Nicolas Cage, who was Superman in Teen Titans Go to the Movies, and then he was a Mandy. This guy has found a great niche for himself. He goes crazy, he's insane, and it's so good, guys. This movie is what a superhero movie should be. This is a movie that takes everything that you love about comics, everything you love about just general movie making, and flips it on its head. And this is why Chris Miller and Phil Lord are such geniuses, and they're producing and directing because they know what ticks in the audience, and they know what makes them laugh, and they know and it's so good. And I give credit to the directors as well, because this style, there's nothing like it. This movie is unique and should be praised, and I hope it gets everything it deserves. I hope it makes a ton of money, and I just it's so good, guys. I don't know what else to say. And I'm gonna tell you right now, stay for the end credit scene, because it's one of the funniest and most crowd pleasing things I've ever seen in my entire life. Ever since the Thanos reveal in the Avengers, that's this type of scenario. When I went to the screening of this movie, I've never seen people just jump up and cheer before. The last time I saw it, like I said, was in Thanos or the Star Wars trailer or something like that. It's just, that's the type of movie this is. And just to feel all the chemistry working, and just to feel the feel of the comic book feel to it, and just the watercolors, and then you see the heartwarming moments and the things that'll bring you to tears. And this movie will bring you to tears because it is very emotional, but it is super funny. And that's all I can say about it. And I've been talking a lot, but I can't tell you how good this movie is. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is my number one favorite movie of the year. I know Vice is coming out soon, but this is as good as it gets for the year. I'm sorry to say. I mean, this movie is awesome. So there you go. I hope that's enough of a jump to go see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So, but thank you so much for watching. As always, if you like what you see, remember to rate, subscribe, check out the YouTube channel, Facebook and Twitter, comment below, email enlopolo113@gmail.com. I don't know who wants to see this. Tell me what your favorite Spider-Man moment is, your favorite Spider-Man arc. Tell me what you were looking forward to seeing in this movie. But go see it, guys. It's definitely worth your time and money. So, but with that, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.